I wanted to leave Josh up there for just a second, just longer to see.
What?
What's up, dudes? Let's try to play music. 'Cause I always forget to set that up. Can you hear this? Let me know if you hear this.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
Is it too loud?
A little loud.
Okay.
Enya? Feels like we're doing
It
it.
literally is licensed royalty-free Enya. That's what she's doing now. People have been asking, where's Enya? She's doing royalty-free music for the masses.
It's great to just vibe to, man. Yeah. You go camping and turn this on.
Yeah,
Exactly.
beats.
I've never been camping, by the way, so I don't even know.
You've never been camping once in your whole life?
I've never been camping. No.
Josh, have you been camping?
That's what we did as when I was a kid. Besides Disneyland, because we just
Living up here. That's
AOA cheap camp vacations.
Jordan, you did too?
Oh yeah, we were big campers growing up.
Were you guys Boy Scouts by any chance?
No,
I was a Boy Scout. I went all the way to from Tiger Cub to Boy Scout, and I went camping. Listen to this, dude. I don't think I've ever shared this publicly. I went on.
It's gonna be there. It's gonna be here forever, man.
I know, it's okay. Yeah. I went on a father-son camping trip when I was like 12 or something, and it had to be younger. Maybe I was like 11 or something like that. And my dad was kind of like over it, and so he brought me to the fairgrounds or the camping grounds. He dropped me off, and he goes, "All right, I'll see you in a couple days. Just go hang with the Borges or whatever, like my friends." And I'm like, okay. So I didn't think anything of it. I'm like, yes, my dad's gone, cool. But I'm like, now I'm looking back like so fucked up. And I had nobody. Yeah, I had nobody like really watching over me like in a hardcore sense. So I was walking around with my shirt off as a kid, and I got a 3rd-degree sunburn. So like nobody put lotion. That's how we're starting today's stream.
Look at that. Yeah, lotion talk. Let's really, for real, guys, protect against the UV lights out there.
Exactly.
It's a tough summer. It's a tough summer.
All right, it's gonna be a tough one. It's gonna be a hot one, guys. Speaking of hot, we are bringing the hotness today.
What a transition!
You saw that? I didn't even know you were gonna go that way.
Yeah. I mean, we have it all planned out, you guys.
Exactly. So yeah, we're bringing hot fire all the way from San Diego Comic-Con to you guys early. We're going to go over all the cool stuff we have planned that we've talked about on the site. We have some new teasers to show off. I have brand new reveals of the soft vinyl turtle packaging art that's next level. We got news on the music front, news on the posters front, and of course, news on our collectibles front. So strap in. We got a lot to get to. We have no time to waste, no time for sunburn talk. So let's just get right into it. People have been asking, where is Scaremare? Where is Scaremare? And so I'm bringing them right up to the stage, front and center. Check out this brand new teaser shot of our Scaremare 1/6 figure. Hector, what can you say about this? Because I'm worried I'm going to say the wrong thing too soon. Go ahead.
Just saying that I'm really stoked that we're sharing this other teaser of Scaremare, right? I mean, we showed off the figure at Monster Palooza, right? Unpainted prototype, 3D print. This is the final one. This is the big one. We have photos. We can maybe go into the blog portion of things.
Okay.
A little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
So before we jump to the blog, I just want to point out that much like Scareglow, Scaremare glows.
Yes, he does.
He glows quite a potently. Yeah, exactly.
Quite a bit. Yes, and as you can even maybe deduce from this teaser image here, he is glowing quite a bit. Or she, I'm sorry. It's Mare. It's a she. I apologize. It's a she, and has her transparent flames attached at the moment.
It's so rad. Yeah, it's an option. Not only can you attach wings to Scaremare, but right here in the shoulder joint, you'll learn a lot more soon. You can pull the wings off and attach these flame pieces to the shoulder joint. So that's really cool. All right, I'm going to stop sharing here. I'm going to narrate my DJing. I'm going to stop sharing here, and I'm going to share instead a little bit more. I don't know if some people have already seen this, but if you haven't, if you go to mondoshop.com and you scroll all the way down, you'll see our blog headlines. There's a new headline for Mo2 Scaremare 1/6 scale figure timed edition.
It is.
And it's a timed edition, right? So we can get that out of the way already. And it is, some people have been asking this. We should address it right at the front. It is not a Comic-Con exclusive.
It is not. No.
It's not a Comic-Con
exclusive. But it is coming next week.
Yes.
It is coming next week. well as another well-known character that will join Scaremare next week.
Absolutely. So there you go. You heard it first. Scaremare drops next week. We can't get into too many more details, but you guys can go to mondoshop.com right now. Go to the blog, and you can see not only the teaser shots, you can see the concept art by the one and only Florian Bertmer.
Florian Bertmer, who did an incredible job helping us with this and realizing this character.
This drawing continues to be one of my favorite Florian Bertmer drawings.
We've seen the photos. We know what it looks like without the armor, and I think it's my favorite look for the character.
Me too, dude. Me too.
I love it.
Which is like, it's saying something because the armor's badass, but it's so creepy like that. Yeah. And so yeah, there you go. Some details right there. 54-inch wingspan, which is a wingspan record for us. 2 years in a row.
2 years in a row for
after
the
Man Bat.
Right. Next year we'll bring a plane.
Exactly. Life's one plane. But yeah, very important to note that Scaremare you're going to hear a lot about Scaremare next week and at Comic-Con week. It's going to be everything. Scaremare, Scareglow, we're going to be talking a lot about it. But I just want to give a shout out right here at the very top of the show to you, Hector, to Bob Fulkerson, Big Bob. You guys who are in the groups, Bob is one of our stars at Mondo. He's a Swiss Army knife. He does it all, right? And he had a hand in the origin of Scaremare, as well as Florian Bertmer, who we mentioned, the incredible Tommy Hodges, who sculpted another iconic piece for us, and Mark Bristow, our painter. They just did a bang up job. So these are just little teaser shots.
I painted it actually. But we'll adjust it later. It's
classic fine. Mark trying to eke in on your
credit, Mark.
Yeah,
Jeez.
wow. Well, Mark's just great. But
Mark
yeah, okay,
great.
So painted by the great Hector Arce. So there you go. He's not just running things behind the scenes, he's also making the stuff. So amazing little teaser shots here just to get your beaks wet. But next week you will see a lot more Scaremare. But before we jump off the topic, we're revealing something here. Check this out. We partnered with Mattel, with Dark Horse Comics, and we have generated first of its kind, I should say, Scaremare and Scareglow comic. So this is the Scaremare intro comic that is going to be packed in. You'll learn more about that in the future, but there's a preview page here.
Yes, and if you haven't had a chance, go check this page out. The art's incredible. The whole team behind Dark Horse, big shout out to them. Again, next week, a ton more details about all of this, but just a shout out to Dark Horse and of course Mattel for their amazing partnership. Obviously this would never exist without their blessing. It's a really once in a lifetime opportunity, I think, for us here at Mondo, for me personally too, to have able to add to the amazing lore that is Masters of the Universe. And on top of that, we thought that in true Motu fashion, this is the first time Scaremare is going to be out, right? So it should have a comic book, right?
It should have an origin story
with a mini comic. So
yes,
we revealed one of the pages here where he's going to do battle, or Scareglow and Scaremare are going to do battle with He-Man and Battle Cat. It's a great mini comic. I think people are going to love it. So more to come on that.
Yeah, and it just continues to speak that Scaremare is part of the canon now. It originated here at Mondo and is being part of the canon on a bunch of different fronts. Obviously, we're releasing the 1/6, but there's a comic from Dark Horse. There's a Funko Pop coming out.
Yeah, if you've seen the Funko Pop that's out there, we've been working on this for quite some time, as some of you know. Right, so Funko decided to join in on the fun, right? And I'm stoked to see Scaremare interpreted in a pop form, and she's also in the Funko Fusion game, which is really cool too. It's just all around, we're really stoked.
Yes, it's a celebration of Scaremare.
Celebration.
But quick question here from Johnny Cock: is it mini comic size? It is. It's literally sized up to be a mini comic, so it's all the nostalgia that you remember from those old mini comics when we were kids. It's really, really rad. Let's see. Yeah, Nicholas Hill, I think you nailed it. This is the full Mondo Scareglow, where they are allowing their creative juices to run wild with the design of the figure. 100%.
Absolutely. We teased Scareglow right at Monsterpalooza unpainted. It looks freaking killer painted. It glows like crazy. It's an awesome figure. Can't wait for you all to see more next week.
Yes, more to come. So just wanted to start off with that because we got a lot of Scaremare to talk about.
You'll be hearing too much about Scaremare.
Yes,
pretty much. Yeah. Yeah.
You'll have no doubts.
Today we're just kind of dipping our toes a little bit, and we're going to focus on Comic-Con a bit more, but wanted to just highlight it.
100%. So yeah, and before we go any further, I forgot to include it in here, but you'll see on our social media page. Oh wait, do we already have that here? No, I take it back. It's here. We are also announcing today that Mondo's going to show up at D23. So
yes, our first time there.
Our first time at D23. We'll be there, of course, with Funko and Loungefly. If you're going to D20, I've never been to D23. Hector, have you?
No, never.
No, I've never been. I'm stoked to check it out. And yeah, if you check out the blog post, you'll see some of the information there. It's in Anaheim. We are dropping an exclusive brand new poster for Sleeping Beauty by artist Eva Eskelinen. It's amazing. It's just a really awesome piece.
It speaks classic Disney
100%
to me, right? Like it when you walk into Disneyland, right, and you go down Main Street, you go underneath the train, right? You have those classic giant Disney posters, and this feels like it could live right there next to those.
Yeah, very much inspired by Ivan Earle, who's the art director on all those classic mid-century Disney films, and especially Sleeping Beauty, which is kind of the peak of his work, in my opinion.
100%, and I really love the title treatment we got in there too.
Yeah, Nolan did that on the designer that also did the SDCC arcade graphics that you see everywhere.
Yes, we're going to be talking about that. Yeah. Our in-house designer, artist, Nolan Fleming, if you're not following him, is at Consume Design. You should be looking him up on Instagram and following him. He's amazing.
Yeah, he's one of Mondo's secret weapons for sure. Like that guy
100%.
is rad. And if you're at Comic-Con, you'll get a chance to meet him, so come by the booth.
Yes, good call. And then we put some more little tidbits of information here. Some of you may have noticed.
Little secrets.
Yeah, a brand new 1/6 scale variant of Rogue in the Uncanny variant.
Yes.
An Uncanny Omega Red. Mm-hmm. Now, I will say, I don't want to say too much because we have a lot to get to, but it's not what the Uncanny variant's got an upgrade, yeah?
The Uncanny variant, well, we did one with Magneto last year, right, for Comic-Con, right? We've definitely pushed it a bit more since then. I think Rogue looks incredible, and Omega Red looks really good.
Yeah, I can't wait for you guys to see it.
It's a different take. It's definitely, still, inspired by the animated series a bit, but it's definitely more of, I would say, I guess, what would you say it like?
It feels like
accurate, I guess.
Yeah, it's more of a comic accurate interpretation. Yeah. But you guys let us know what you think when you see them. Mm-hmm. We still got some time there, and then of course the black suit variant of the Juggernaut soft vinyl
player
figure.
2 variant is what I'm calling it. For those who know,
cheeky. Yeah. So really awesome.
It's super limited to that one. So we'll have more news later, but.
It's so much to talk about. There's no time for nonsense. All right. Speaking of Nolan, our Nolan Fleming, our in-house artist designer, he came up with this incredible branding for our San Diego Comic-Con presence.
I love this.
It's so good. Right, Jordan?
Yeah, it's amazing.
Dude, I want to go to this arcade.
They're so cool and tied to the titles of...
Well, it's so right on.
Yeah. So Nolan, the best thing about Nolan, I mean, there's so much to say, but the best thing about Nolan is we said, Nolan, we want something really rad for Comic-Con. We're thinking some arcade imagery or whatever, and he's like, got it. And so he just goes away, comes back, and your mind gets blown every time. So first of all, let's talk about this logo here. I love this Mondo logo with the skull.
I almost feel like it should be a figure.
Yeah. There's a figure in here, dude.
There's a figure in there. I think there's a really cool Safubi in there somewhere.
I love this guy too, the poster boy, and I love whoever's holding this weapon, breaking the records. There's some good stuff in here. We gotta talk to Nolan. Like, what if it's like a cool skeleton with like multiple arms or something, and like swappable heads? I don't know.
One arm has the mace with the record in it, and it's like becomes
yeah.
like creating stuff here live.
Or this little coyote guy presents the scroll to the big skeleton. There's something cool there. But they're awesome designs. You're gonna see them at Comic-Con, and you're gonna see them all around our branding. Again, at Consume Design. If you're not following him, he's incredible, and he's we'll talk about it in a second, but we are going to be selling some pins at the show. I just skipped ahead real quick. So you're going to be able to pick up these super rad enamel pins designed by Nolan. Sorry. And there's this one, the record breaker one. And then there's also the poster boy. Check that out. Super nice. I actually have them here in person, in hand. I'll show it to you now. And then I think the other one's there. Yes.
Yeah,
this one's I love the pun on this one. Collectible. So it's like this evil, like what do you call it? Like space galactic
skee-ball. Yeah.
Skee-ball thing, exactly. So it's really, really rad.
I'm not trying to be partial here, but
it's awesome. People have been asking for like Mondo branded stuff for a while, and we didn't want to bring anything that felt half baked. So Nolan, full bake on Nolan. Is what I'm saying. All right. Okay. So before we get further into SDCC, I skipped something I wanted to talk about, so you'll have to bear with me here. Let me see. I got the mouse floating around here. Let me present. Everybody, hold on. It's right here. Yes. Let me go ahead and go to the next slide. Check this out, you guys.
Yes.
Who in the chat? Just put a 1 in the chat if you picked up any of the TMNT soft vinyl figures we released. I want to know who's here that got one. This is the reveal of the blister packaging for these soft vinyl figures. Jordan, you worked super closely with Aaron Conley, the artist, on these. What is your like as someone who's like had eyes on the project the whole time? What could you say about this artwork? What was inspired by? What drove it?
Well, so the deal with this was, in much of the way that the figures feel like they grew with you, right? So like when you feel it in your hand, it feels like you remember the sizing when you were a kid. I wanted the packaging to feel that way too. So like the packaging just kind of went in the grow older way, and it just kind of, so, it has that. And I made sure, because I'm such a nerd for packaging, I don't want to ever take them out, but I want them to stand. I don't want to have to put it on a hook. So I had bumpers put on the bottom so they all stand up nicely without the card getting bent.
Dude, very thoughtful. Thank you. I also appreciate that. I didn't even know that.
Yeah. So you can display them standing up, or you can.
But there's a hang tag. You can still hang it up.
Yeah, we included the hang tag because nostalgia, right? Like that feels.
Yeah, these are not going on any store pegs. That's just
these are not going on store pegs whatsoever. These are going to just go on my wall, basically, right? Because I'm going to just surround the top of my office here with all of these as soon as we just keep adding more and more to the lines, right?
It's so awesome.
Working with Aaron on this was great because he was super pumped, especially after working on that poster. And I'm like,
which we're going to talk about.
Yes. But he was great walking hand in hand with this. I'm like, I kind of want to do this, kind of break the die line on the right-hand side because it looks like some of the newer packaging, but we wanted to honor the original Playmates packaging. So it's kind of this love letter to all Turtles packaging over the decades.
Dude, it totally is. Look at Ray Alonso says, I wasn't in, but this package presentation is tipping the scale. Damn. Wait till I show you the back, bro. So
the back is amazing.
The back's my favorite part. Yeah. Topher Khan says, wow, damn, gonna be tempted to leave in the box. But I get you on that one.
Just to put in the context too, right? Like these are 8 inches tall, the Turtles, right? So this blister and the card backer is like what 15? Is it, Jordan? Like 15
inches?
Tall.
Yeah.
It's as big as like our soft vinyl Scare Glow?
Yeah. It's a big,
oh my God,
big card blister. And it's going to look awesome.
Yeah.
So it's awesome. It's got like, it's definitely a throwback to the originals. The art is full of little Easter eggs, but the back. You guys ready for this?
Oh, killer.
Here's Raph.
Yep.
Look at this, you guys.
You're going to need to zoom in for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aaron Conley really just created, I think, the party of my childhood dreams. And this illustration on the back of each one of them is just so good, you guys. It has everybody in there. It's all the mutant friends hanging out. Dude, it even has King Lionheart having a pizza party. There's so many good Easter eggs, like the Krang android head, which I only noticed like later on. Right?
Yeah, it's just the heroes hanging out.
Yeah, the heroes are hanging out.
New pops out.
Yeah, exactly. It gives me like Where's Waldo vibes. This
thing
is so,
it's almost like, you know, someone busted the bricks from like the side of a sewer and it's like creeping in on their party. They're like, who's making all this noise down in the sewers?
That's exactly what it feels like. Like you were peeking in on them having the best time ever.
Ceiling shredder was peeking in.
Yeah. He's like peeking in on another one. Oh, it would be awesome one day to do the illustration from the other perspective and you see his little head there. But it's so great. It's literally what I think my brain would have broken as a kid for this. And now as an adult, I can't believe we get to do stuff like this. So it's just really, really rad. So happy with Aaron on this. Aaron Conley, again, to me, he's like the TMNT guy right now for like he's done that whimsical 80s cartoon animated style.
He gets it.
Yeah, he really does.
What we're trying to capture with these, right? Like Jordan's mentioned it. It's you know, recapturing that moment when you were a kid, right, and how it felt to hold one of those in your hands. And I think, like, you know, the how we made them bigger and it pushed the details and all that. It's a grown up version of the old ones, right? And that's kind of what we're going for with the packaging here.
Brian Carr says, "Will the villains have an evil Where's Waldo on the back?" 100%, bro.
Yeah, man.
Would it be Where's Waldo?
Yeah. This is the. I'll just say this. This is the packaging for the good guys.
Yes.
This is the packaging for the good guys. We haven't introduced any villains yet, but you know, next week's gonna be a week. So
it's gonna be a week. Yeah. All right. So let me switch back so then there you go, guys. Later on, you can pause and just look at this for a long time, but I'm gonna switch back over and get into our San Diego Comic-Con release coverage because there's so freaking much that we cannot waste a single minute. Okay, this is how I suggest we do this. I'm going to kind of like show a top cursory view of everything, and kind of like we can give some comments here and there, but I do have some deep dives on records and some deep dives on posters that we can talk about. And folks, if you're watching, do not leave early because I think Hector's going to bless us with some teases at the very, very end of the stream.
Teases at the end, yeah. And also, I have some product here, so when you talk about one, I can show it.
Okay, cool. All right, we'll do it that way. So right off the rip, everybody's talking about the classic variant of Cyclops 1/6.
My favorite variant. My favorite version of Cyclops of all time.
I think without question.
To do it right away.
There were some people when we released the other one that were like, bro, how did you not put the classic head as a variant head? I'm like,
you can't put it. He has a totally different outfit. I wasn't gonna take the easy way out on this. It was more of like you know, when we decided to do Cyclops, we had already planned to do this
100%.
From the beginning. So we made sure that all the parts that we created for Cyclops were modular in a sense where it could work with this one, because really this one was the one that I wanted to release the most.
Yeah.
And same, I mean, I know Alex Brewer is a big fan of this costume too, and it just holds such a, like, I mean, you guys, when you used to play the arcade game, who didn't play the arcade game, right? This was the Cyclops.
100%. So yeah, it's an amazing figure. It's got the optic blast, you got the swappable hands, you got the alternate Scott head and the shades. And it's just an awesome piece. It's super limited, and it's going up during Comic-Con, right? So it says it right here. It goes up on Wednesday, so like the first day of Comic-Con for us.
Wednesday in the morning, not in the afternoon, not when Comic-Con starts, but
right. Comic-Con's doors open later in the afternoon.
Yeah, they
the
open
evening.
at 6, but these are online exclusives. Will go up on Wednesday morning.
Yeah, Wednesday morning. So just keep it locked. I'm sure there'll be a lot more information as it gets closer, but you can see here it's only edition of 650. So 65 would be brutal. Bloodbath.
With 6,500, we could sell.
Yeah, 650. So it's gonna be a quick sell through, I think. So just if you're interested in it, make sure you're paying close attention that day because it's an awesome piece. Then we have our in-booth exclusive, right? We haven't done an in-booth exclusive at the show in a long time, right?
Not for collectibles. Yeah, I mean, we had some of our uncanny variants of Magneto last year, but it was also an online exclusive. So this is an in-booth exclusive. So just an in-booth, way to get it. So once you're there, if you're there, you can pick up Scareglow. I actually have them here.
Oh, let's give you the one. How do I do that again?
I have them in the box. Designed by Mr. Jordan Christensen also.
Oh, hold on. Let me see if I can give you the one there. There you go. Boom.
Boom.
Look at that.
I'm going to unbox this sucker here.
Do it, dude.
Ooh, live unboxing.
This is my favorite of the variants, I think, and that's saying a lot because every time I see one in person, I go, that's my favorite. But this one for real, like this color combo, there's that glitter in the body.
My favorite.
Yeah, it's just something about that. Yeah. Pink and black together is like a perfect color combo, and then the gold accent, forget it.
Yeah, check this out,
dude.
I might be that for Halloween. I'll be the cherry blossom variant.
Glitter body paint.
Dude.
So it's a pink translucent vinyl, right?
Yeah.
Infused, if you guys can see it in here, infused with gold glitter.
Yeah, it's super subtle on the camera, but you can see it more on the legs.
Yeah, can you see it in the legs? Yeah. You can see it in the body.
Yeah, the shimmering.
Yep.
It is a real it's a real soft vinyl homage. Like it feels.
It really is. I think out of all of them that we've done, this one was definitely always from the beginning what we wanted to be like a true kind of Sofubi homage, right? Which is infusing the thing with glitter, doing a transparent color on the vinyl, so. Yeah, I love this colorway. It's my favorite, and it comes with a black cape. Obviously,
the black cape's amazing. The swappable heads.
Yeah, the swappable heads got the black cape.
It's so good, and the weapons, and he still glows, right? Even though it's.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, he glows. He glows just like all the other ones.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a great one to go check out the shots on the site. First of all, to get a sense of the scale, I think it's always important to see that.
Well, yeah, I mean.
People who got them in hand recently were like, "Oh, it's this big." I'm like, "Yeah, we told you it was big." Look at him.
Big. He's big. He's
like a small child.
Yeah, he's like I'm taking him to school.
You got the swappable head. Again, just a great piece, and there you can get some shots of him glowing. Those gifs there kind of show how it glows. Super rad piece, and in person, you can actually come to the booth and get one in hand.
Yeah, so take it home with you right away.
Yep. Which we haven't done that in a while. And I think it's such a fun thing to do. Of course, next week is going to be, aside from Comic-Con week, is going to be Deadpool Wolverine week.
Yeah.
So, Josh, we had to kick off Comic-Con with a comic repro of Deadpool 41 by artist Dave Johnson. Dude, what do you think about this piece?
I love it. I love the simplicity of it, and it's
me too.
It's awesome. And not the only poster that Dave Johnson's did for SDC for us.
That's true. Dave Johnson has a couple showings for us, and to me, he's been my favorite Deadpool artist since he started doing it. There's something very sculptural about the way he handles the Deadpool anatomy and all that. It just feels very three-dimensional. The colors, the light, the inking, everything's great. But yeah, like you said, the simplicity of this makes it for super hangable wall art.
And it says Wade on the brain, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, no, it's a really rad piece. I love it so much. This is gonna be in booth exclusive at Comic-Con booth 5137 starting Wednesday night. So a really rad piece. And then one that I think is gonna be pretty popular online is right is
Pool Party,
the X-Men Pool Party by Jim Lee. I think this is going to be a tough one to get. I really think a lot of people are coming out of the woodwork and already hitting me up. Save me one. I'm like, dude, they're online. Good luck, to everybody. Bless you, and I hope you get one. But this is just the 90s, dude. Right? This is just it just feels like the 90s. Jordan, who's your favorite of this era of X-Men?
Of this era of X-Men?
Yeah,
it's gotta be Storm. I love Storm.
I love Storm. What about you, Josh? Do you have a favorite?
I don't know. Beast normally isn't that appealing to me, but I like that he's gonna go ham on that.
Yeah, like he's cutting loose, right? I love it. Hector, who's your X-Men? Who's your top X-Men from this era, 90s X-Men?
Ooh, man,
it's tough.
I don't know. It's tough. I mean, obviously, Wolverine, Cyclops. For me too, yeah, it's a Colossus.
Colossus, cool.
It's got a good pose. It's got the Arnold.
Colossus is a great pose.
I mean, also Nightcrawler. I loved Nightcrawler from that era. I mean, but
I just like Wolverine. I just love and this shot of him, dude. When do we get this variant? The hairy chest, short shorts. I would love that.
Swimsuit variants. Here we go.
It's so good. So yeah, this is an awesome one, a Jim Lee original from '91. It's going to be released online, only 250, 18 by 24 screen print. So do not miss out on it. It's going to be one of those that everybody wants badly. So that's the posters on Wednesday, but we're also dropping records on Wednesday. Jordan, this Batman original motion picture score is insane, dude.
Yeah, no, it's beautiful. I have a
what is this? Oh, sweet. You have one there. Let's show you.
It's
there.
Not open though, but I do have. This is
people to see the majesty of the size of that thing.
Full box set. Inside is the Batman '89 comic, the graphic novel that came out to support the film, and then the Danny Elfman soundtrack. That is, everybody knows, everybody loves. No, this is an amazing piece of kit.
No,
it goes really nicely with the Superman 78. If you got one.
Yes, that's a good call. Mm-hmm. And some people I think were a little confused because they saw like the Two-Face art and Robin, and they're like, what's going on? And so what I wanted to explain is that it comes packed in with the Batman '89 comic, which is like a sequel to those films that where the story continued on. So that's why the artwork has all those depictions. It's the soundtrack from those films, but also the from the Batman '89 film. But it's also packed in with the comic that tells the sequel story, which is really, really cool. So yeah, that's a rad piece.
Exclusive vinyl too. That vinyl color is only limited to 1,000.
Oh, okay. So yeah, so that's an important thing to note. I know vinyl collectors are like figure. Look at that, dude. So this reminds me of the museum scene. These colors.
The Party Man variant.
Yeah, it's super great. A really cool box set there. And people, if you are on the fence about it, just get it, because something like this is going to be a grail for people later, I think. And then Spider-Man 2 original video game soundtrack. We unveiled the poster art based on this game last year at Comic-Con. And so this year we're actually bringing a booth exclusive of the soundtrack to the show. It's awesome. It's got an original art by Chris Anka. Really absolutely love his work on this. If you played the game, you know how good it is. You know how great the score is. I just can't say enough good things about it. But Josh, you worked on directing this a little bit. What are your memories of work on this?
First of all, I noticed Nicole Jaggers, who was the producer on this originally before she left.
Oh yeah,
hey Nicole. It was Chris Anka was able to help us out with this art, and it's them having so much experience with Spider-Man comics. Just it really complements the original Spider-Man 1 vinyl that we released.
Yeah, no, it's excellent. Go ahead, Jordan.
Yeah, I have a.
You have it? Oh, so
yeah, not that colorway, because that's only
okay.
This is the Mondo exclusive color vinyl. But yeah, this was the project, the first one that Nicole and I worked on for Mondo. So yeah, no, it's beautiful, and like this huge
look at that
Craven.
Oh, that's so cool.
Centerfold.
Craven.
Also one big piece.
Yeah, amazing.
So good. That I'm gonna say something right now, might be sacrilege. That is my favorite depiction of Venom.
It's so good
in that game. It's so good, dude.
It's really
absolutely cool. Yeah, so it's a really, really, really rad piece. And again, that's gonna be the SDCC booth exclusive.
Oh, dude, and Nicole's in the chat.
That's why I highlighted her.
Oh, awesome. I just noticed. Woo!
Hey, Maggie's here too.
Oh, hey, Maggie.
Hey, Maggie.
Woo!
You guys are awesome. So yeah, really rad. And I showed off the pins, but they're gonna be at the booth. I strongly recommend picking these up because they're just the coolest pins. I have one of them already on my shirt, which is why. But the other ones I have here, check it out. Let me see if I can solo my. There we go. Look at that. There's the collectible. There it is.
Yeah.
How cool. It's
I want to
huge,
make a
too.
1/6 model of that.
It's awesome. It's awesome. And then I got one of the cabinets. I would collect a line of soft vinyl arcade cabinets, just saying. Like, that is really rad. So yeah, those will be at the booth as well. Let's get into, that's just Wednesday, by the way, so you can tell what kind of stream.
Wednesday,
just take a breath, everybody.
Whew. Palpitations.
Exactly. Adjust your seating, and here we go. We're gonna get into Thursday because it just keeps going from there. So a brand new variant.
Let's talk that.
Yes, the cherry blossom set.
So those who know, those who've been following us for a while, right? Ever since we started releasing the Godzilla Sofubi line, right? We kind of made it a point to release a cherry blossom for these every year, right? And this is now what, year 4 of us doing a cherry blossom variant of one of the Godzilla Sofubis that we've released. This year we have 2, but this one's really exciting. I love how they turned out. They look incredible. I have them here if you want me to show them off.
Oh yeah, hold on, I'll solo you. Boom.
Yeah. So here's
here's
Godzilla.
Whoa, he walks.
The way he walks, and then here's Gabra, and
hey, what a jerk.
He's like, what are you doing? He's like, hey, I'm here. And then you got to have Minya, right? And Minya can probably hang out on his back, right?
I love that set, dude.
Right along.
It's so great because they're like, Godzilla's clearly on the pink side, and then Gabra on the turquoise side, but then Minya kind of has colors from both, so it ties them together. Yeah,
when we worked on the paint, we really wanted to just do the more of like a turquoise motif on Gabra, right, to stay true to his colors. But I just loved how he turned out. Gabra was always one of my favorites, and this is just a great set. For those who are collecting our soft vinyl line. But yeah, Minya looks great. And, this is kind of how I play, that's
exactly. No, it's a great set. And again, like for people who don't know, it has become the #1 chase variant of our soft vinyl figures.
Yes.
So it is an exclusive to the season. It's going to be online, which is great for people who can't make it to the show. They glow
like crazy. They glow like crazy.
Yes, we heard you. We turned it up. We turned
up the glow.
Yeah. And if you're not building full tropical dioramas like this for your figures, what are you doing?
Yeah, no, that's like my favorite part. That's why I'm wearing a little tropical shirt right now.
Yeah, you're in the season.
Yeah, it's the season. Season of the good tropical trees.
There it is. So yeah, really rad set. Those are coming as a online exclusive next week. Only 250 in the edition, so it's a very small edition size.
Yep.
Then people have been asking for it for a while. The Gremlin, Demogorgon, and this one is called the 80s Fever variant.
That is the best Demogorgon. It's so cool.
What do you love about it so much? Because everybody seems to be feeling the same way as you, Jordan. Everybody just connects about it. What stands out?
I'm just a sucker for those colors. It's crazy. Like, especially on Gromman's figures, when you have these psychedelic colors, it's just wild, right?
It is, dude.
The cool imagining of it and the size.
Yeah, he's giant. Yeah, those are by the way, those are I think shipping soon. So, we're really excited to have this variant finally come out. A lot of people have asked about it. It was one of those that I painted last year, I think, right? And we showed it off at DCon. It was the first time, we shared it, and excited to finally have it come out. And his little lights do glow, by the way, just like the other one, and they glow in their respective colors of pink and blue and yellow.
It gives me really strong My Pet Monster vibes. Which
yes, I think that's what it is.
I think you nailed it, dude. Yeah, look, here's that shot of them glowing.
Yeah.
So they glow in their colors, so which is really, really rad. I love glow figures like most people, and this is no different. This is around, and I really am a sucker for this like stubborn little closed mouth face or something about it. It's really good. No. And the butt quotient on this figure is through the roof. Look at that. Yeah. Look at that. Hey, I know it's not his butt, but I mean maybe.
This is back.
This is honorary back. It's a dart back. Yeah, and so dart back. And so rad piece coming out. Limited to only 300 units. That'll be online as well. And then, man, what I think is an instant classic poster from us is this Iron Giant. I say from us, but the artist Serena Malian is just really just hit it out of the park here. Josh, what do you think about?
Yeah, she's done quite a bit of Magic art, Magic the Gathering. If you're a fan of fantasy art, her stuff has this really just storybook quality to it, very fairy tale. And Iron Giant, while it isn't necessarily seen as a fairy tale, I think that story is so universal of the Iron Giant kind of deciding what he's not going to be. It's this sentient,
100%. And I just love the sense of scale. The sense of scale with the deer at the bottom. There's like that glowing sparkle particle effect that she nailed. It's just so painterly. The design elements here, like the focal point of the light, the eyes popping. Again, the scale with Hogarth here, small.
So much. I didn't even notice he was there until you zoomed in. That's awesome.
I just love the perspective of the trees, the framing.
For sure, I will be purchasing this at the booth.
It's a stunner. I love it, and this will be a booth exclusive. Yes. So make sure to show up and pick one up if you are there. Then, one of my favorite ideas we've had in a while, working with one of our new favorite artists, Brett Parsons. So much coming from him soon on our Nightmare Vessels line. You're going to see more, but Brett put together this amazing print. And Josh, how did we even come up with this? Do you remember?
Well, I mean, Gremlins 2 is often said, I think even Tarantino might have said at one point, like, it's the Mad Magazine version of Gremlins. And when you think of Mad Magazine, you think of Jack Davis. And when we saw Brett Parsons' artwork, I mean, he covers that base while still adding his own flavor to it. And we wanted to kind of take the parody even farther with the Rambo First Blood poster, since Gizmo has this kind of like inspiration moment in the movie. Instead of the forest surrounding Rambo or Gizmo, it's all the different gremlins. And then all the credits are even all the gremlins names in there. I love it.
Dude, this is one of the best things we've done, in my opinion, is, people love credits on these film posters. Sometimes we can put them in, and sometimes the studio just says you can't do it for one reason or another. But in this case, we got the idea to put credits for each of the gremlins. So Mohawk George, Lenny.
I love it.
It's so good, dude. It's so good because it still hits the aesthetic note that credits hit on a movie poster, but it's just an extra Easter egg there, and I freaking love
great.
it.
It's genius. Good job, you guys.
No, I love it. I love the bold text treatment of his name, Gizmo, and the tagline.
That's the Rambo tagline from that poster.
Yeah. It's really great. So that one will be an online drop. So you'll have a chance to pick that one up if you're home celebrating from afar.
Ooh, man.
Then we are doing probably two of the coolest repros we've ever done. We have a lot to say about these, but for now, let's just say that we are dropping two beautiful Jim Lee DC repros. One featuring Batman from All-Star Batman and Robin, the Boy Wonder. I put the zoom in. Well, let's just do. What did I do? He did it. He messed everything up. There we go. Yeah. So, but I want to highlight the GIF nature of this image because it is printed on Mirifoil paper. So it's going to have a reflective quality to it, right? An iridescent sheen to it, which I think when you get one of these for the first time, you really get it, what it is to have a screen print on foil. And then if this kind of like hits that note of Batman, the cool colors, the blues, you get a similar compositional layout here, but the warm colors, Superman. This is probably one of my favorite Superman drawings of all time.
That one's amazing.
Yeah, it's so good.
Like the action in it, the movement, it's just...
Dude, the perspective, right? Like it feels like you're looking into a scene. And again, you got the gold foil. This is printed on. So this is going to look stunning.
Yeah,
They stand on their own. You don't need to buy them as a set, but they work amazingly as a set.
They're so good.
And then so those are going to be booth exclusives, 265 of each. But then online, and this is where I'm kind of like torn because I only have limited wall space and I want to put one of these up. I don't see how I don't try to get the variant up. Because this to me, like the pen and ink work here.
Yeah, the pen and ink has such a classy feel to it, right? Like you throw a really nice frame around that, and it's just like.
And I'm a sucker for this kind of stuff up here.
Yep.
This just this is so limited. This is only 65 of each of these. So 65 copies of each. They got Batman, the Superman one. It's just gorgeous. You get to see a lot of the blue line on this one. And I just, that just does it for me. So
that's so cool. Yeah.
Right. So really rad pieces. We'll have a lot more to say about these at Comic-Con. But just stunning pieces. Those are Thursday drops at the booth and online. So don't miss out on those. They are insane. Those are insane. Okay. Friday. Okay. Friday, we have the Colossus Juggernaut figure dropping online. And honestly, dude, if you're somebody who got the first Colossus, or you're thinking about getting a second one, technically he's a second character, right? Oh, there he is. Let me bring him in. There he is. He's always zooming around at Hector's house. Dude, it's so great. And that's the thing. What you're doing right now exemplifies why we love soft vinyl so much.
Yes, because you can do this and play around with it, and they're so fun.
It's just really rad, and it just invites you to pick it up and mess with it. And yeah, like technically, this is not Juggernaut. This is Colossus.
It is Colossus, yes.
So you could justify having him and Juggernaut without saying that you picked up different variants. No, you got Juggernaut and you got Colossus.
Yeah. I love this one. This one's my favorite of the two. I mean,
who painted this one?
This was Mark Bristow.
Nice. Bristow okay, there you go.
Yes, Mark Bristow did a fantastic job painting this, per usual. Sculpted and conceived by our own Tommy Hudges here on the team.
Yes.
Incredible. Is my favorite of all the variants that we're doing. This one's
dude, James Groman did the box art.
Oh, and yeah, James Groman did the box art, which you all will be seeing very soon. Soon.
I love this picture, dude. It's so great. We got a great job on these, and
Raul. Shout out to Raul
for doing a great job with these photos. He literally must live in a miniature like civilization at his house. He has so many geographical zones
on the show.
This is it. This is the city destruction room.
Yeah.
And look at that. There you go. That booty shot. Them cheese. It looks like reminds me of Powdered Toast Man.
Yes. Oh my god.
But I
love that last picture, by the way, that you just
yes,
the one with the
yes, dude.
Now, like it's a
right here. This feels like the ink, the way people would ink Juggernaut.
Yep,
that line there is so good. But yeah, man, it's just this is one of those pieces I'm so proud of, because we were in a meeting and we were just saying like what would be so fun to do. It wasn't part of any particular line or anything. We're like, let's just do a soft vinyl Juggernaut, big chunky. And then Tommy just goes
Juggernaut,
BRB, bro.
And then it was like, well, if we're doing a Juggernaut, you gotta do Colossus Juggernaut. Right?
Exactly.
Or just Colossus, right? Yeah. So super stoked, on this release.
This is what makes working here so fun. Like possibilities like this are available. So yeah, the box, we haven't shown it off yet, but James Groman did the box. It's really rad. You guys will love it when you see it. So Juggernaut is Friday, and then some insane posters. Okay, speaking of Aaron Conley, who did our TMNT box art, right? Look at this poster, you guys. Josh, all I remember telling Aaron was TMNT based on the animated cartoon, right? And turn up the George Perez. Like, just go.
I will say, I did grab screenshots of as many characters from that show I possibly could, and said, I want all these in here.
Yes.
And then we had to like pick and choose a couple others. And
really, and he's like
narrowed it in as a super fan himself, and he even like tweaked things and got things in that I wasn't even expecting.
No, it's amazing because he already had like a full slate of characters, and then we're both like, oh well, what about this one? He's like, no problem. And they're like, oh, can we add this? No problem. And I go, can we get one of the frogs in there? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, how about all four? He's like,
there's just enough sky in this poster.
I know.
Yeah, for real. It's like, the fact that he crammed all these characters in here and it compositionally looks
and the Technodrome and
it looks incredible, right? Like everyone has a moment in this poster, right?
Which I love Ray Fillet's face here so much, dude.
Yeah. I would have. On top of that, you can still see the buildings and the sky. Like, come on. It's
yeah, there's tons of depth here. Great perspective. It's so fun how the characters, some of them are big and small. Baxter Stockman's up there. You got Wingnut and Screwloose here.
Not to
Peter
scale
Laird.
each other, obviously.
No, of course
that's
not.
kind of the artistry of it, is like the the bigger the character is, almost like the
Yeah,
bigger this is in the print they get.
Well, this is
basically
breaking
a
news.
blueprint for our Safubi line, right?
I will say that this poster is so amazing that we talked internally. Like, we can't. This is one that we just knew cannot be limited. Let's do a timed edition online. So from the day it drops till the end of Comic-Con, you'll have a chance to get this screen print. And I strongly suggest, if you're even thinking about it, if you're a Turtles fan, if you're collecting figures, you want some wall art to really bring everything together, I mean, this is it. This is the one to do it. And if you're going to the convention, there is a very limited edition of this variant. Josh, how would you describe this variant?
It's like I guess it's more like when people think of a screen print, they think of like spot colors and this like the limited color palette approach to it. I think he had done this one first, and then he was working with a colorist to really get the full color version. So it was kind of like, at first it was like, which one do we like better? And then we're like, we like both.
Yeah,
so let's do both.
Gotta do both. Yeah, this one's incredible. Like,
it's insane.
I think I like, out of the two, this one's maybe my favorite. I think.
Yeah, there's a lot. I can't. It's hard to pick
because it's hard because the other one's so good at the same time. Yeah.
So there's an option for both people who'd want one way or the other. If you're in the at the show, you can pick this one up at the booth. So super rad. Shout out Aaron Connolly, who's just been a rock star for us lately. And then for the first time ever, for a company that does so many Godzilla posters, we have the legend Bob Eggleton, who's been doing a ton of Godzilla work forever and ever and ever. These are hand painted originals. The originals are hand painted, and we lay in the text and the title treatment and all that. But dude, this just feels classic, instantly classic.
Yeah, everyone has seen his work on Famous Monsters of Filmland magazine covers for decades, and he couldn't have been a cooler person to work with and come up with kind of the dual poster concept for this singular movie.
Because I mean, when you as a Godzilla fan, right, when you look at this movie, it's like Rose Biolante's amazing, right? But you can't just not include Biolante's final form, right?
So we couldn't pick again because he sent us two sketches. And it was the one with the rose and the one with full monster form. And I remember telling you, Hector, I'm like, dude, which one do we go with? And you said both. Just do both. I'm like,
So I was like, we're like, do both, because selfishly, when you showed it to me, I was like, both of them are going to go side by side on the wall. Like, and I can't pick between you. And this is, I love this one. Like it's so good. He painted Biollante in Godzilla. It's just it's an awesome piece.
It's unreal, and I want to zoom in just so people can see how carefully we reproduced the original painting. Like, you can see the brushstrokes, which is insane.
Print. It is a screen print, which is
John's work. Insane.
Shout out John Smith, because making a screen print out of the TMNT posters we showed you, it's more traditionally what's done. Breaking down a painting with all these different gradients and colors is really challenging, and John does it all the time, and that's why he's the man. So
best are all around, man.
100%. So super stoked on this one, and this one is going to be available online. The Rose is going to be exclusive to the show. This one's going to be available online, and again, because we look out for you guys, this one is a timed edition. So as long as you show up when it goes up, and you show up before Comic-Con ends, you'll be able to pick that one up. So don't sleep on it. Then your boy got to work this year.
Yeah.
And I put out a new print. Someone the other day says, "Holy crap, Attack Peter does prints." I'm like, "Yeah, it's been a minute." I dropped a new print.
Oh, the last time you did a print.
Yeah. And so, this is a brand new hand cut, lino cut poster for the Terror of Mechagodzilla. I think it's like the 10th or 11th one in the series that I've been doing at Mondo. Yeah, the Showa era series. I have like 4, I think, or 5 more to go, maybe, and I'm done with the whole filmography of the Showa era.
Heisei next.
Yeah, then Heisei, right? Well, there might be a surprise in between. So maybe. This one is super rad. I had to do Terror of Mechagodzilla because so many people got their Mechagodzilla figures this year.
Yeah.
And this one, if you get this one, it'll pair super well. Yeah, you got the one handy? It'll just because I think this one really goes well with all the colors, but especially if you got any of the lino cut variants.
I got the silver one here.
Yeah,
man.
It looks great. It matches up perfectly, and so yeah, very limited, unfortunately, because it's just hard to make these and they're time consuming. Only 115 of these will be at the show, so swing by early on Friday, I believe Friday, to grab one there. Yeah, we'll have them. And then an awesome soundtrack that we're releasing, right, for Scavenger's Reign. Jordan, talk about this one a little bit.
Man, I wish I had a copy of that here right now. But yeah,
it's insane.
I know. So that is an exclusive colorway for Scavenger's Reign. It's been, we've had it out. Nolan, again, Secret Weapon. He has this beautiful packaging concept that works out. I think it's like a 3-layer die cut. It's just stunning. And, if you're a fan of the series, you absolutely need to have this, because even if you don't have a record player, just get it.
Yeah, it's one of those pieces. Sometimes with a record that comes out, I'm like, I think I want to get a record player. I don't get it, but I almost do every time. And this one's so rad because, as you're saying, there's like this beautiful clear sleeve with the text printed on it. You pull out the cool colors here and then it has a die cut here, so you can look through it like a portal, and you can see the next sleeve inside, and it's reversible, so you can get 2 different looks on it.
It's like
which is really rad.
Like a multi-plane camera is what I think.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah, so super rad. Again, that one is going to be available online, so you'll be able to pick that, but only a limited edition of 500. So they've been moving fast. This is the 2024 exclusive for Comic-Con. So, all right, Saturday, folks. We didn't even put these up originally when we put up this list of on the site. So I think some people might have missed that we are dropping a brand new set of the legendary Godzilla and Kong. This is sculpted by Hector. Yes?
Yes, it is sculpted by me.
And painted by?
These sets are painted by Hillary.
Miss Arce.
Mrs. Arce.
Mrs. Arce painted these, and she's been crushing paints for us for a while now. And so it's not even like surprising anymore. Like, yeah, Hillary crushed it again. Like, what else is new?
Incredible,
dude.
I have them in hand. I have them here.
Yeah, what are we
let's
doing?
Pop them up. Let's show off Kong, man.
There we go.
That Kong is the best Kong.
Dude, look at that, dude.
Dude.
Yes.
He looks like he smells like the sweetest soap.
Yeah.
The bed
like
bath
cotton
candy.
Yeah, totally.
Yes, this is our Kong. I think this set is. I mean, they're not sold as a set, right? But you have to get them both, right? I mean, this is they just look so great together. Here, let me get Godzilla.
Yeah.
You need to buy them as a set because the boxes are designed that way.
Yeah, I think no matter which one you get, you probably go for a set, no matter which variant. And I always have a tough time picking, but again, I think I'm leaning with these again, dude. I just absolutely love that the juxtaposition of how tough they look as sculpts, and then how kind of like ethereal they look as in terms of their painting. So there's this cool juxtaposition.
When Hillary and I were working on this, and I was giving her some direction, it was basically, use a softer. We sometimes go with a warm like pink, right, for these, and in this case, the softer, more subdued pink and turquoises worked really well together, and just gave them this really just awesome look, and especially the color of the vinyl. Like the vinyl is kind of like that creamy off-white, just the soft pinks and the soft turquoise really work well with it.
It's a stunner. It's like a home run set. So yeah, I absolutely love them. And of course, like the other cherry blossoms, these glow, and they glow well. So check them out. They're going to be dropping online, Godzilla and King Kong. These are limited to 350, right? For Godzilla.
Yeah, Godzilla's 350, and I believe Kong is
250. So there are 100 people who won't be able to make a set.
Yeah.
So you better hurry up and show up that day. And by the way, like, you didn't have it there, but people should know Kong has the swappable mech arm, and he's got the cool axe made of Godzilla's dorsal plate. So really, really rad accessories there. You can swap those pieces in and out. Love it. Such a good set. I don't know how you live without it. I don't know how you breathe without it. Then Another insane repro, Josh. Holy crap, dude. So this is rainbow foil. What's rainbow foil? Obviously I know, but for those who don't know.
Well, unlike metallic ink, which isn't quite as shiny but does have an effect, foil is the paper itself is like a reflective material, and then John will do like a white underprint spot to have things pop in and out of the foil. So if you ever see something that has like 100% foil versus a couple little gradients things popping out, whereas X-Men, they're just really popping off, and so all that all the X logos behind them are fully reflective, I believe.
Yeah, this is a must-have. No wall space. I'm taking over the downstairs now. Like my whole office is covered from. There's barely any white on the walls.
It's a gallery. We really have to invest in those frames that you can kind of like pop off and like.
I want those frames you used to see at like Spencer's Gifts or
that's exactly.
Or whatever, right?
Where
you just like go like this,
books.
and it's like it's like a what? They're like on the wall. It's like a 50 frame, right? And you can just like do this. That's what I want.
This is what I wanted to show off. This is what Josh was describing. So an amazing job printed by our friends at VG Kids. Look at these amazing like details when you have the light shining the right way. It's that rainbow foil. Amazing illustration by the legend John Romita Jr. It's one of my favorite comic book artists of all time. Someone was saying it the other day that when we were talking about it, like, well, that's exactly what was hanging at my comic shop when I was a kid. Not this print, but this artwork. And so it's just so much of a time travel. So yeah, this is a booth exclusive, very limited, only 200 of these being produced. So if they sell out, they sell out. If we have extras, we will do an extra sale. We always do that.
Yeah, if there's leftovers, we'll always have a Comic-Con leftovers. So
I'm happy to do it too. So then a little bit of a turn here. So a brand new Powerpuff Girls screen print, which talk about a poster that was made for screen printing, drawn, illustrated by the one and only Jim Rugg. Josh, this one's a black light. Okay.
I don't think I'm wrong, but I believe it's a black light poster.
Let's confirm. I didn't see it on the details there, and I wasn't sure about that, but
I can check.
Yeah. Just to be 100% sure.
Heavily influenced by our favorite fantastic comics group, and
that was good, Josh. That was good.
But I'm just skirting copyright.
Yes.
But if you know the comic this is referencing, I think it'll be all the rage at SDCC and a lot of the news that's coming up about comics, movies, and
absolutely.
Girls are just as much heroes in Mojo Jojo. It is the best and the greatest, and he's going to get them. So
it's an amazing piece. Jim Rugg has worked with Mondo in the past, so we were happy to work with him again on this one, and really just bringing his expertise, really as a historian and a connoisseur of all things comics, and being able to use that lens to filter like this cartoon through. It just, not that Powerpuff Girls need elevating, but it kind of like repositions them in your mind of like how you think about them, and it does juxtapose them with all those classic characters, framing them this way. So I absolutely love it. I love that we got the detail here for the Mondo Comics Authority. I love the tagline. It's just great. It's got the date for Comic-Con here, by the way.
Yeah, it's
July
so
24th. So it's a really great piece. It'll be online and a limited edition of 165. So a limited release. The hits keep coming, dude. Look at this.
Good.
This first time working with this artist, Ghost Shrimp. What are you thinking, Josh?
This one, I was super stoked, and I honestly, when I reached out to him, I was like, he's probably not busy. Probably busy. Ghost Shrimp was the original art director of the background world of the Land of Ooh that you know from Adventure Time, and they are more than pleased to jump back into that world again. Recently, I think he was nominated for a Grammy for a cover he had done on vinyl, and he's a personality. You got to follow him on Instagram. He's got some of the best content of like a lot of artists I follow, and he's a riot. And I love the color palette on this, all the different characters. It's great. And
it's one of those pieces that you hang, and then every time you walk by it, like we were talking about with the turtles, you notice a different detail. And again, it's like a great way to celebrate the show. And it, an art forward take on it. So it's definitely right in line with the themes and the style of the show, but it doesn't feel like mass produced stuff. So it's really, really rad.
This will be at the booth, I believe.
Yes, a booth exclusive, printed on lemon drop paper, 165 only, 18 by 24, really rad piece. And then let's skip this for 1 second. Let's go to Samurai Jack.
Yes.
And this print, going from Powerpuff Girls to Samurai Jack just makes a lot of sense. I feel like they live in my same part of my brain, watching those shows coming up. And Dave Johnson, we were talking about earlier, who did the Deadpool poster for us that we're dropping on Wednesday. He did an original take on Samurai Jack. And I thought this is one of the hardest jobs you give somebody. And I'll tell you why. Because Samurai Jack is one of those shows where the art is so much the star of the show. The style is so much the character. You know what I mean? So if you start to reinterpret it, cool things can happen for sure. But if I'm going to hang it on my wall, I want it to feel like what I love about the show and then just amp it up. And I think that's exactly what he did with...
How I connect it is I love Dave Johnson's 100 Bullets work.
Yes.
And a lot of his stuff has this like 60s spy movie, James Bond, character. Those posters have very much like the hero and then the looming threat, whether it's Dr. No or whatever, behind them, And so it has this 50s, 60s vibe that the show itself has with those.
Correct.
With the Chuck Jones Sumi brush effect. So I feel like it's an unexpected good pairing if you actually really look at like the two different influences the show's drawing from and that Dave himself is drawn from, at least on 100 Bullets, if not other pieces I've seen of his on Deadpool and stuff.
Dude, you nailed it, and I hadn't put that together, and that's exactly right. So better said than I could have said it. So 100%, it's an awesome piece. It will be available online. It's a beautiful one, 18 by 24 screen print. I don't think it's one to miss if you're a fan of the show. Again, as a fan, there's not a ton of Samurai Jack stuff to get. Like, it's not a heavily merchandised show. So you got to be like, you got to be ready when it drops. Okay, you guys, this is nuts. Okay, so we got a brand new Robocop print. What are you going to say? Everybody loves Robocop. It's one of those movies where a lot has been done around the film. Great posters have been done, great takes, great fan art online. So when you dive into one of these projects, it's actually more intimidating when there's been a lot done, like when it's a more famous film. And so how do you carve out a new niche? So working with Raul Urias, who we love, right? Who did the Note poster for us recently. Yeah. And we basically presented him with the fact that we wanted him to do this. He had some awesome art that we loved, and we said we referenced it. And Josh, tell us the rest of that, because
the thing that this poster was a bit of a journey. We had a lot of concepts we worked through with the licensor and worked through with Raul, and we landed on this one because with the big one through line through all those concepts was trying to take the concept of the man that becomes the machine, and there's still man in there, right? Like, and that's kind of the poetry of that film. But the other thing that's kind of cool that was serendipitous was he finished his art was looking at how the 80s kind of viewed a lot of the computer HUDs and visual systems of the way the future was going to look. Raul's style kind of fits that like classic 80s interpretation of computers and things, and then obviously has his style, which works really well in screen print. And John really had this in his head that he wanted to do a Robocop on the blue foil variant.
The brushed foil. It's brushed silver foil, so you have a little bit of that texture on it.
The first variant of the art came in as the full color, and then this is
and I'm going to show that one in a second. But before I do, Raph, the archive here, has a question or has a comment. All the organs in that Robocop poster is controversial. Then he wrote, "Please explain." And so it's actually a great point. So
there's some artistic license being taken
a little bit.
With,
but it's a metaphor, right?
There you go. So it's metaphorical because I think
transformation, right? It's like I almost see it as
because ultimately he's just a face with skin, right? Like, and that was something we had talked about, but I think that was the idea of the metaphor of the man to the machine biology of it.
100%.
The lines are the transformation.
They're lines that that graphically indicate motion, movement, and then so if there's like panels as if it was a comic, so you read it left to right. So it's the idea of the biological human transforming into Robocop, and because the lines are visible on every plane, the idea is that it's hard to tell where one stops and where one ends, which is the theme of the film. So I think he absolutely crushed it. Again, this is one of those, you guys, where I have a real tough time of the variants. Which one do you hang? Because I love that foil. I'm with John. How do you have a RoboCop poster without the foil? But I freaking love these colors so much, dude. Jordan, what do you think? Are you on team this one?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's kind of like Mobius, Peter Max, like that crazy, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Yes, dude.
100%.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like there's a
Street variant.
It's running on the pinball machine.
Yeah.
No, I love seeing an IP taken in the different color flavor that it's unexpected. I think
100%. I think this also, like, I'm just saying this now. If we ever get a chance to do a RoboCop soft vinyl figure, it's already designed as far as I'm concerned. Like, look at this. It's
Yeah.
With those controversial organs in the inside.
Yeah, it's like figured metaphorical RoboCop soft vinyl.
And honestly, this is really the Raul Urias variant, because if you look at a lot of his personal art and the art he's done throughout his career, like this really, it does speak. That's a Raul Urias color palette. Like,
100%.
So
I love it. It's a stunner. I think it's like, with all the stuff we have that we've announced, it's almost like the sleeper hit of the show for me, because it's like all this stuff and like, dude, and then there's like this instant iconic RoboCop poster, in my opinion. We're not done with Saturday, by the way.
We're almost there, guys. We're almost there. We're almost there. This is a great one.
Dan Hip, who I think, and correct me if you guys think I'm wrong, like he's been crushing it for a long time, but I think he went even on a higher stratosphere when he started doing the Marvel snap cards. I think a new group of fans got turned on to his work, and getting him on this print to me was magical, dude. Like, Josh, you remember working with him on this. What are your memories on this? Because my big takeaway is how great he handled likeness and stylization as a balance.
Yeah, that's the balance with a lot of, especially big licensors, and just what can be allowed to do. And like, if you can't get too close to the actor, you have to at least be enough far away that it's still iconic. The thing I love about Dan Hip is he captures the campy humor that those first two Batman films have. The Tim Burton stuff, the whole mistletoe can be deadly if you eat it. The kiss can be even deadlier if you mean it. Like that. And then the whole the Penguin Army and the cats and the references to Cobblepot's Ice Kingdom and stuff. It's just, and then he has all this colored pencil
orange eyes.
Yeah, the colors, the blue with that orange is just so good.
This is great. This is such a fun, whimsical
take. If you're not familiar with Dan Hip, he most notable with the Teen Titans art direction.
Yes. So he's amazing. He's someone I hope we get to do a lot more with, because I think he fits this specific lane with his style. Like, we love stylized people whose style you recognize when you see it immediately, right? So it's a hard thing to come by, and he's got it. And I just love the expression on Batman.
The little white dot on his eyes right there is so good.
Yeah, because it looks like it's a little bit animated, but it doesn't look goofy. It still looks cool, So it's a hard thing to and just imagine like a full size print with all this great texture on it. It's just
Catwoman's expression's incredible too.
She's awesome.
Yeah, she's so good. She looks great.
Yeah. Okay. So really great from Dan Hip. And then we have a brand new 2024 Comic-Con exclusive soundtrack. Holy shnikes, you guys. Jordan, Josh, you guys worked super closely with artist Stephen Green on this one. What are your thoughts? What are your takeaways here? Because I'm blown away by this. I know Hector is too.
Yeah, I think it's the homage to the original Metal Gear Solid 2 cover art that Stephen hit amazingly. And yeah, I think the colorways, I think Jordan can speak to those a little bit more, but the overall art, I just love how it turned out. And you really get the full effect when you show the gatefold of full expanded art.
See, and that's the thing. I mean, the color palette in this was so stunning, and how do you complement that with the records, right? Like, because this is the entire package, this is the entire experience, and like with this cornet, this design, the Strat, this design, it just, I don't know, it just all comes together in this beautiful moment.
There's some great posters
celebrated,
Yeah, absolutely. There's some great posters out there that like show like a famous franchise like The Simpsons, but they're just rectangular blocks of color, and you start to realize how important the color is to the character. And I think when we were working on this one, the same thing was very important when we were coloring the artwork. They're like, there's certain tones that if you don't hit them, it's not Metal Gear suddenly, which is crazy to think about, because you don't think about that at first. Stephen Green, I think it's his first time working with Mondo was on this piece, and he absolutely crushed it. What a tough assignment, because the art for that franchise is so ingrained in our minds. Having someone interpret it is tough. It's like for the same reason, you got to capture the vibe, and I just think this Revolver Ocelot drawing.
He captured the vibe and also just amplified it, right? Like it just feels fresh, but so familiar.
The original art was done by Yoji Shinkawa, and the on the far right panel background dude is probably the closest I see that connection
right here.
Everything's really
right in Ocelot's face.
The
Vamp also looks really good.
Yes. And dude, the painstaking detail that Steven put into this, because Konami is very protective of this franchise, and as well they should be. So like every detail, every part of every knife and weapon and blah, 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 blah was very carefully looked over. So it's a true success. And Steven's amazing. You got to look him up, you guys. Steven Green, he does great work in comics, and we'll be working with him again. So that's him, Steven Green. Really rad. All right.
Poster of this.
Poster
of this.
Yeah, same. Okay, and then wrapping it up on Sunday, but we're not done, so don't leave. Like I said, Hector has some sneak peeks at the end of the stream. We have an incredible original piece of art by the master, rest in peace, Kim Jung Gi. We worked closely with his estate, and they were so gracious as to allow us to reproduce this piece. This to me is the number one poster I need from our whole release schedule this year, and it's a non-negotiable for me. It doesn't need to. Nothing needs to be said. It's Kim Jung Gi, right? If you know his work, you get it. But dudes,
oh my god,
it makes me cry.
It's so good.
I know, it's
insane.
It's truly beautiful. It's an honor to be able to put something like this out.
Yeah, that's literally it. It's a freaking honor. There's nothing you can say. We're blessed to be able to work with them. And they're going to have a booth presence there. This one is one that if for some reason you can't attend Comic-Con on Sunday, it would hurt for this reason, in my opinion. So yeah, an amazing piece, 7-color screen print, only 115 being produced. That's a very low print run. So make sure you go after it. It'll be at the booth. Speaking of at the booth, we're going to have a brand new Peanuts screen print. And
yearly tradition, Comic-Con tradition.
Dude, these Peanuts is like one of the fastest selling prints we do. Like those fans come up, they don't ask any questions. They go next, boom, done, take it. And they just move. So like these are going to go just as quickly, I'm sure. It's awesome seeing Snoopy and Charlie Brown together anytime. But this detail that we get on these repros, look at that, dude. It is so cool.
I've been collecting all the Halloween ones.
Yes.
And it's just, I love looking at them because they remind me of the watercolor coloring books when you're a kid, where it's just a dot of pink and you can, and
so we're also doing an online exclusive with the Charlie Brown and the Kite. Amazing piece. This is just beautiful art to have up in any home. So they'll be dropping as well. Very limited, only 115 available. But it's like Hector said, it's a tradition, and we're so stoked to be bringing you all of it. Now, that's just the stuff on the site.
Oh my God.
That's just the stuff that we've announced on the site. I'm going to switch over. I'm going to stop sharing this screen. Bear with me 1 second. And I'm going to switch over because we still got more. Like there's just there's enough.
We're still kind of, we have a lot to say.
Yeah. So we were talking about the TMNT packaging, but we are going to be on a panel, our very own Mondo panel. When's the last time there was a Mondo panel at Comic-Con, Hector? Do you even know?
Don't even know. It was well before my time, and I've been here for like almost 6 years, 7 years.
It's been a while. We're doing a Mondo panel Thursday, July 25th. At room CDE, I believe, which I think we didn't put that on this anywhere, but yeah, room 6 CDE. You can confirm that 6DE or something like that. I'm sure it'll be on our socials.
We'll share this out. I'm sure.
Yes.
It'll
but of course, Hector will be there. I will be there. Bob Fulkerson himself will be there, and a special guest. Who's the special guest? We're not telling you.
We can't tell you yet, but
we're not telling you. 4:30 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. Pacific time, of course. You're not going to want to miss
please
this.
Come by, come say hi. We have a ton of amazing reveals for that.
Yeah.
We have a good part of it being behind the scenes, and another one that's going to be like some great reveals for up and coming good stuff.
Is this going to be live on the channel too? Is somebody going to be taping it? Like
yes. I don't know if it's being live streamed for sure, but it's definitely being filmed. So I'm sure we'll be able to like put stuff up. I don't know if we'll be able to show what's on our screen behind us on the video, but whatever, we'll figure it out. It's going to be insane. I strongly recommend, if you are at the con, I would not miss this for many reasons that I can't explain, but you should not miss this panel. Let's just leave it there. But yeah, we'll be talking more about this. This will be shared on our socials, and you can mark your calendars. Alex Brewer is coming to Comic-Con with us. People are asking.
So he will be there. You can meet him. He'll be hanging out at the Mondo booth with us. So
yeah. Nolan will be there. We got a bunch of Mondo people coming with us. We're going to be bringing a lot of people to all the shows we're coming to, so you'll be able to meet everybody over time. But yeah, it's insane, dude, what we have planned, and I just can't wait. I don't want to keep this up because I'm going to accidentally say something. Jordan, let's talk about For All Mankind, dude.
Okay. So when presented with this when presented with this product, I kind of freaked out because I've been watching the show, and it's totally like the greatest show that nobody's watching. It's this, if you don't know much about it, it's like this alternate reality sort of timeline split that starts in 1969 with the moon landing, and it kind of goes off from there. But so the soundtrack is done by Jeff Russo and Paul Doucette. Jeff Russo, you might know, also does like all the newer Star Trek stuff. He's just amazing. So we were presented with this seasons 1 through 3, and my immediate concept, what I wanted to do so bad, because when I was a kid, I loved like the Carl Sagan science and space books, right? So like that 1970s, late 60s flair. So that was the concept behind this. And I can only tease a little bit because more information will be coming out on Monday. This is going to be a really big reveal for records of this beautiful. Oh, is it backwards for you?
No, you're good. It's perfect.
Great.
So it's this foil treatment. This represents seasons 1, 2, and 3, and this is the slipcase. Right, it has this vintage feel to it, kind of like a textbook from the 1960s.
Yeah,
it's a soft touch. It's really hard to convey that on a video and a picture, but it's got this like hardy, thick quality to it.
Yeah,
nice.
It's just a really great case. But also we're using this special triple metallic vinyl. This is the exclusive part about it, but I can show you.
What?
It's like almost like
the surface of the moon.
No, it looks like when you see that metal texture in space.
Yeah. So this is the disc for season 2. But let me show you just the other one. It's 3 different colors, and they coincide with the different seasons. If you've seen the show, you know each season they go to a different place in the storyline. So we've got your 3 colors here in this metallic, so we made sure that we honored those in this. So if you could imagine,
right,
this cool copper
Mars, nice Mars.
That texture is crazy, dude.
Yeah,
right, it's so good. And this also features amazing artwork by Danny Haas, who we've worked with before. He's done great posters, he's done figure boxes for us for the artwork. He's just such a great guy to work with, and you're gonna love this. Full illustration on all 3 of the records, full gatefolds. You're really gonna want to get this, frankly, especially if you know the show, because the soundtrack is stunning. There's no other really way to put it.
Yeah. So, and Jordan, you designed the outside jacket and some of the inside details as well, right? We can't show it yet. There's an exclusive reveal coming.
But the whole vibe, I needed it to feel like this vintage, 1960s. It's
awesome.
That was the fix. Yeah.
No, it's amazing. It's an amazing piece. You guys absolutely crushed it. I can't wait for you guys to see Danny Haas's artwork on it. I can't wait to see the details and the layouts that Jordan designed for this. It's a labor of love, and a ton of work went into it. So I think if you're a record vinyl collector, there's no way you skip on this. But this is going to be available where, when?
This is going to be debuting at the Comic-Con, but you will also be able to get it online.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the online release August 7th, but it will be at the booth
early. Nice. Yeah. Okay, that's really cool. Okay, that means everybody can get it. Awesome. That's good to know. Yeah, rad piece. More about it next week. Stay tuned for that. Jordan, you crushed it. Yeah, we wanted to talk a little bit about these, but we did it when we talked about them in the larger section. So I'm not going to dwell too much on these. Just know we got more to say about these next week. We talked about these in great detail. Really proud of how they came out. These are some great images we put together to show you where the design for Bob Eggleton's posters came from. Like we were saying before, Bob Eggleton's been doing these incredible covers for Famous Monsters magazines for years. You guys watching probably have this Gamera Godzilla one on a shirt. I feel like every time I go to a con, someone's wearing it. So Bob Eggleton, just like a legend in the field. It was such an honor to be able to get him on these. And these are the final result. These posters are just stunning. And you can see the font treatment on the Japanese. And even, by the way, I don't know if anybody caught this. This fun little Mondo logo is an homage to the Famous Monsters typeface treatment. So really great work on the layout by Nolan. We talked about Aaron's TMNT stuff. We're so stoked on it. And I think that's everything from this slide presentation. So that brings us to about the end of everything, right? Everybody, yeah? People are asking for some kind of sneak peek, some kind of tease. They've stayed on. If you want to see a sneak peek for Comic-Con, something that wasn't part of the plan tonight, put a 1 in the chat. Really, you gotta hype Hector up. He's not sure he wants to even show these yet. He's like, they can wait.
His eyebrows raised.
Look at that. You gotta get. Does he look impressed?
All day long like this.
He's not going to show it for just 1-1. We're going to need to see a river of ones. You're going to have to enter more.
Oh, there it goes.
There we go. There we go. All right. I'm going to solo you because this is too good.
So I've got 3 teases.
Okay.
But just know that there's much, much more that we're going to be revealing at Comic-Con, some of which is probably going to come out of left field, right? So there's a lot. We don't want to ruin it. All will be revealed next week. But I do have some teases for some of the stuff.
To reward the people who join us on these streams.
Exactly. The first one I think is a fun one. If people know the character, they'll know what character I'm teasing. But I just love this little buddy that comes with this character that we'll be revealing in full next week. But here's a look at someone who might be coming next week.
I didn't even know you were showing this guy. He's so good.
I love this piece.
Oh my god, I want that.
It's one of my favorite things we've ever done. He's coming for you.
Oh, it's so good, dude. So good. Dude, look at everybody freaking.
Yeah. So if you know the character that this little guy hangs out with, then you know what we'll be revealing next week. And then all I have to say is that for Batman the Animated Series, there's a lot of good stuff next week. Yes. So some big stuff and some good stuff for sure. So yeah, this is the first one.
I'm so stoked on that, dude. That could have been a figure released by itself.
I know, right? No. It's so good. I mean, again, Alex Brewer crushing things as he usually does. But yep.
All right. So good. Okay, that's right. Wow. That would have been enough already, right there. Honestly,
I have another one of what we'll have in person at the show for the first time, and this is this on its own is really cool.
Oh snap! Look at that.
Yes. So next week you'll get your first look at Lino.
So
And
exciting,
this
dude.
is the Mondo reinterpreted sword. But we heard you guys. A lot of you are asking, well, I mean, that's cool and all, but what about the classic sword, right? And we decided, all right, let's give them what they want. And here is
Heck yeah.
the classic sword.
Look at that,
which
dude.
will
That's
also
so
be
good.
coming with our good friend
There's a
Lionel.
letter opener.
Yes, for real, right?
Yeah.
You guys can
as
see the
usual,
differences
viewers.
here. You know, this is kind of our reinterpreted take. The sculpt on this is incredible. The paint application, incredible. Again, painted by our good friend Mark Bristow and sculpted by May on our team over here. But just look at the etching on this. I've stared at this sword for a very long time, and this just it's a beautiful classic reinterpretation of the classic sword. This was done by Tommy on our team. But if you guys notice, there's clear little gems on the swords, and so that's going to be a reoccurring thing on the figure itself. So yeah, that's one. That's the other one, right? So next week,
Dude, I can't.
you can see Lionel in person. We'll have all the accessories on display, all of them, so you guys can see really what you're going to get with Lionel. And no, there's one more.
No, dude, we can't, dude. We can't take it, dude.
A lot of people have been asking about this. I see it reoccurring in the chats, in the forums, in the groups, in our comments. But I think this is a good tease for a figure we'll be revealing in person for the first time next week.
Oh, sniggity. Look at that, bro. It's so crazy to see it in real life after seeing it on the screen. Look at that.
So this is an accessory to a figure we'll be revealing next week. You know, I think people get which obviously, you know, the hand kind of gives it away. But
the maximum overdrive truck.
Yeah, it's just a maximum overdrive figure. Yeah, you guys guessed it.
The max, that's it.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Spider-Man next week will be unveiled at Comic-Con. It looks awesome. I can't wait for all of you to see it. There's more. There's a lot more. I'm not even joking. Like, there's a lot that we're going to be revealing next week. This is just a small little tidbit of it, but yeah.
It's awesome, dude. Thank you for sharing those, because I think we were talking about this earlier, but my favorite thing about Comic-Con, whether I was in person at the show or watching from home, is all the like reveals, like what's new, what's surprise. People like us who work behind the scenes on this stuff, all four of us, like we get a lot of surprises spoiled for us because we're working on it. So even for us going to the show and watching, like, that's my favorite part of the year, dude. It's like everybody bringing their A game. Everybody knows everybody else is bringing their A game. So you have to come serious. And I know what we're bringing, and I don't think people are ready.
You know,
there's a lot of good stuff.
It makes me think about, like, we get a lot of things spoiled, but I think for me, it's when we get our photos of the figures from Raul.
Yes.
Because that's when they come to life, you know?
Yep. Or from
Dude, when
Posable
people-
Productions, or from from Lord Bulbasaurus. Like, you know, when we get this photos in, like, it's like finally, it's like all the hard work, everything that we built up towards creating the figure
It's
is
the fantasy. It's
exactly.
So
I can't wait for you guys to see all this stuff. I just want to keep showing this sword because it's so.
I know.
I want to put an LED light in it.
I know, right?
Toy Addict says, oh, by the way, we might have Toy Addict on a stream in the future.
Oh, sweet.
Can't say why yet, but we know, and he knows. So yeah, really excited. Mondo collectors are eating good, Johnny. You're absolutely right. We are killing it. It's not a competition, but yes, that's right, Clint.
There's some good stuff we're going to be revealing. I'm so excited for everyone to see it.
Yeah.
And then the panel it has some giant news in some respect. It's going to be cool.
Yeah. Hey, shout out Erwin
Is there
Papa.
anything else?
That's it. That's all I think we have. I think that's enough. We gotta like.
I sent you a picture you can show.
Oh! Hold it. Everybody hold.
You can share the picture. We
just
got
vamp for a second.
Stream.
Vamp for a second. Okay, let me do this.
I'm just gonna. I'll just keep showing off the.
Yeah. Here.
Make a pair of scissors real quick out of them.
Yeah, there you go. Just do that. Hold on. Let me get this set up because this was not originally.
I mean, Joker Rat would totally do that. Give him a little top hat, and he can do a little. Yeah.
It's funny because he looks so big, and then I'm like, here, he's like tiny. He's the size of my ear.
Keep talking about Joker Rat. He's so awesome.
Yeah, we're still here. I might as well I can show another little glimpse of this. I love this accessory, by the way. I think it's really great. We really wanted to tie it to the show in some way other than just Spider-Man, and then this happens in the show, so we felt that it'd be a great way to tie to one of his villains. Even if it we couldn't include any bigger accessories for a villain, but this is a fun nod.
Yeah. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
You guys want to see a last second approved image that we're going to show you here. Here we go. Ready? Boom.
There we go. Man. For those who were asking about Scareglow, yes, he is coming out next week. There's our teaser. So,
dudes,
I know, it's sick.
This picture, dude. This picture could be framed. It is so good.
It's like wallpaper worthy.
Oh, dude, like on green foil?
Yes, on green foil, printed, framed.
I have to tell you that this picture really sealed what Scaremare is for me, and I'll tell you why. Because Scareglow as a character, I feel like this further develops him, like him having a steed, a mount. It just makes me want to know more about where they come from, like what their origin of all that is. It's just awesome to deepen the story behind Scareglow, because he's just going to be one of the most popular characters of all time. So again, big thank you to Mattel for letting us do this.
Absolutely.
And thanks to all of our friends at Mondo who worked so hard to make even this picture available for us tonight.
Yes,
so
every single one of you are amazing. Thank you.
Yeah,
and all the fans and everyone who supports us and everyone who's here, who stuck around. This is our longest Toy Talk to date. This
ever.
Is almost 2 hours.
So
thank you all for sticking by and sticking around and for being excited about all our reveals. I can't wait to share what we have with next week. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun week.
It's going to be awesome. And please, if you're at Comic-Con next week, come by the booth, come say hi. Hector and I are going to have a specific time that we're doing a little meet and greet at the booth, which we're doing because last year so many people tried to find us and we were always moving around at different places. It's going to be the same thing this year, but we have a specific time we'll be at the booth. We're going to have some signings at the booth from different people coming by. John Wayshak, the amazing artist, is going to come by and do a signing of a few reserved copies that we kept of Godzilla X Kong that he illustrated for Comic-Con. He's going to do a signing there, so you can buy the print in hand, get it signed by him. Can we announce the other things? Yeah, I don't want to say it just in case, but there's more signings.
There's a big one. There's a big signing that
I don't know if I can say it.
I don't know if we can say it.
I don't want to say it just in case.
Yeah, but it'll be revealed next week.
It'll be revealed, and then we're gonna, like I said, Hector and I will be there at a specific time. So if you guys want to come and say what's up, we'll be there. And if you guys have any of Hector's stuff or my stuff, we're happy to sign it for you there. Yeah. All right, you guys.
Thank you all so much for sticking around, man.
Josh, where can people find you online? Because I feel like you get a bonus content on your feed.
I believe JL Manderville on Instagram.
At JL Manderville on Instagram. I just reposted you in my stories today so people can find you showing some of our screen prints. Jordan, what's your handle on Instagram? Because I feel like people need to be tuning to what you do as well.
I am at Jonquil and Black, JONQUIL. AND
Jonquil and Black.
I'm always tagged in all the Mondo stuff.
Yes.
So follow me there. I do a lot more than this crazy art, whatever. I'd love to see you. Love to have you.
So make sure you're following these guys.
Adam here has a question real quick. Warehouse finds at SDCC. Yes, we will have some warehouse finds for collectibles at SDCC. Absolutely.
At the booth? Yes.
At the booth. Correct.
Awesome. Yeah, definitely follow Josh, follow Jordan. It's my goal and Hector's goal to make sure you guys know how many awesome people work on this stuff. And so you guys get to know them and know the awesome contributions and the work they do, the better we all are. So awesome. Hector, we'll see you very soon. I'm going to be flying out tomorrow to California. Tomorrow, we're going to paint some prototypes last minute, right?
Together, man.
It'll be super fun.
Yeah, live stream that.
Yeah, exactly. Good luck with that. All right, you guys, thank you for watching. And if you haven't yet, hit like on the stream, subscribe.
Subscribe.
Yeah, and we'll see you next week. We'll be all over everything. You're gonna be sick of us by the end of next week. All right.
Thank you.
Peace and love. Love you guys. See you later. Bye. And bye. And